Hi guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we have our small batch of Outlaw paints that was sent to me. I did a quick look at these yesterday, as you'll probably know if you watch my videos. Outlawpaints.com.au, they're in Australia, and they're going to be available over here through Spruebox. So, as mentioned in the video yesterday, so we need to get a kit to go with this to try these paints on. And as we know, other than the colour here, which is medium green, and this is FS34079, which is actually the lighter green of the sea camo pattern, like you'll see on A10s and stuff. I'm going to have to put some of the black with this and darken it up to make it for the dark green for the camouflage. We've got RAF Dark Earth. We've got yellow there for the propeller blade tips, if we're going to have propeller blade tips painted. RAF Cockpit Green, which actually for some reason Jason has called beige green, so I don't know about that one. RAF Black, so it's probably just black because they had night. Remember there were two RAF Blacks. There was an early one, very early, well not very early in the war, but early Lancasters were painted in night, I believe it was, and that paint was proved to be very, very weak and just flaked off and rubbed off with your hands, I think, so they changed to a different formula. And then here we've got a black primer, and then here we've got the white. And the reason we got the black and the white is because we need to do an early RAF aircraft which had the black and the white underside, so we can see how that's going to come out. So I needed to get a model to go with this, so we have a model, and here it is. It's just been delivered literally 10 minutes ago. Got this on Amazon. I asked you guys about it. I was on a live stream last night on Black Rifle Model Works, and Hobby Time, as generous as he is as usual, offered me a kit, and I'd already ordered this one, so thank you very much, Hobby Time. If you're watching this, thank you very much. But no, I ordered this yesterday. It was only $8.99 including delivery from Amazon Prime, so very, very pleased to get my hands on it. I do love a Hurricane, and this being the Mark 1, it's got the little stubby nose. It'll have a 2-blade prop, and yeah, all fabric wings and everything, I think, as well. So got a couple of inaccuracies with it, but all on the whole, a nice little kit. So I thought I'd do a quick little review of it, because a lot of you say I just do all these big expensive models and stuff and you never see me do anything basic. You can see here this is pretty basic. I can't remember the last time I bought a model for less than sort of 30 quid. So here we go, Hawker Hurricane Mark 1, and it's from Airfix. Kit number is A01010A. A01010A. So it's I can't name that. It's staying back, forwards and backwards. So there we go. So typical Airfix cheaper kits, end opening box. We've got one flying hour on there. We can see on there we've got an image of the model in its painted up scheme. I'm sure we only get one scheme in here. Aircraft flown by Pilot Officer Paul Ritchie, number 1 Squadron, Royal Air Force, 67 wing, Berriobac, Northern France, spring 1939. So there we go. And on the back we've got our colour callouts and our decal placements. All the colour callouts obviously are in Humbrol, which I'm not going to be using. We've got cartograph decals. Yes! Airfix cartograph decals are amazing. They're awesome. And you can see here we've got this beautiful black and white underside, which I'm looking forward to doing. And then we've got the green and the brown on the top. And then we've got decals for all our bits and pieces. So haven't opened this. It's all sealed up, as you can see. So let's get a knife and see how complicated this kit is. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to manage this one, to be honest. It's going to be a very, very busy build, probably full of resin and photo etch and... oh no, it's just plastic parts. So here's our instructions. We've got a bag of bits here. All the parts can... God, is it really that small? By the way, guys, if you are into your Hurricanes, as we know, the best Hurricane on the planet is Armour Hobby in 72nd scale and 48th. Armour Hobby have actually been in touch, and they are sending me a load of their kits for reviews and possibly a build or two, so keep your eyes open for them. So here we have our instructions, A4 sort of size, folded out and sort of made into a book, and yes, it's stapled together, so it's a proper little book. Airfix instructions are really nice, really nicely laid out, and very helpful for the beginner because they're very, very plain. And as you can see here, one part, 3 parts. You know, it's really nice how they just bring everything together. We've also got colour callouts in our instructions. So here we're fitting the spar, and we're fitting an oxygen tank or something. Looks like all the undercarriage bays are going to be aluminium, so unpainted or painted silver probably. So we'll have to use those. I don't have silver in the Outlaw paint, so I'll have to do these with Tamiya LPs, which is good because they're awesome. We have some, you have to drill a hole there if you're going to put a stand in. Sorry, we're fitting the spar into the wing there, and then we're going to fit the rest of the undercarriage bay. We're going to drill a hole here if we're going to use a stand, which I'm not, and we've got a clear part going in there. And then we're going to paint this area here in aluminium because that's going to be seen from the cockpit. You've also got to paint that area there. Oh, see, this is the undercarriage bay, and that's going to be seen from the cockpit, sorry. Going over the page, we're going to put the floor in, again, all 56, I'm guessing. And then we've got some interior green here. Okay, so we've got rudder pedals going in here, we've got the foot plates, so a little bit of detail in the cockpit, to be honest. We've got some of the seat frame there. We've got the instrument panel, which is provided with a decal. We've got to drill a 0.7mm hole in the side there for something or other, not quite sure what that's going to be for. And then we've got the seat, again aluminium. 70. What colour is 70? Is it in the... It was on the back of the box, wasn't it? See, they're calling out colours that they haven't got in here, so that's one of the things they do. So let's get our chart out. What colour is 70? 70 is matte brick red. So they're telling us here to paint the armour plate in matte brick red. I'm not sure that's right. We'll have to look that up. Matte black for the instrument panel, and then we've got 78, which is going to be cockpit green. Yes, matte cockpit green, which we've got the paint for there. So that's good. This is actually, I think, grey green. I personally think cockpit green is a lighter colour than the grey green, so that's just my opinion. I have two Tamiya mixes that I use, and basically if you get an old Tamiya Lancaster, I can't remember the mix now, it's like XF21, XF76 and something else, and it makes a very, very pale colour. Everybody seems to think this is RAF cockpit green. This used to be called IJN cockpit green. It's now just cockpit green. Everybody does a cockpits in this colour. I personally think it's too dark. So there we go. A lot of early kits used to say paint the cockpits XF76, which is called grey green, funnily enough. So there you are. But enough about that. If I need to lighten that back a bit, I've got some white to put in there just to take it back a bit. So there we go. So we're putting the cockpit into the fuselage, joining the fuselage halves together, and then banging that down onto the wing, adding in the rear section there, adding in the tailplane and the tailplanes, elevators, and then the rudder. And then we've got the oil cooler going down here, or it might be a water radiator actually, water radiator probably. And then we've got the pipe going in there into the undercarriage bay, adding in the tail wheel, adding a little intake there for the carburetor. And then we've got undercarriage up here. You're going to just add those parts simply in there, chuck them in, and then undercarriage down. We're going to add the undercarriage legs, and then we're going to add the supports. Then we're going to add the undercarriage doors. Then we're going to add the wheels. Looks like one-piece wheels, which is nice. Looks like we've got flat-spotted tyres as well. Little pitot tube going on there. Two-bladed propeller, and then we've got a pilot figure, canopy, windshield, exhaust, propeller going on there, landing lights, and a little whatever that is there, little trumpet sort of thing. And then going over the page, we're done. So that is it. So 20 steps will get us to a finished little 1/72 scale Hurricane. I believe this kit was 2020. I believe. Does it say on the box when it was made? I believe it was 2020. Is it made in India? I can't see there if it says made in India. Anyway, whatever. It looks like it is the old soft plastic. Oops, checking the decals on the floor. Here's the decal sheet. Beautiful decal sheet. Lovely in register. Very slight sheen. Hardly any. You've got no carrier film around the edge at all. Lovely little instrument panel. It's going to look great for this scale. But as you can see, very, very nice indeed. Really, really nice. So Cartograph have made them, so they're going to be awesome. And then looking at the kit, as I say, we've got this bag, one bag with all the parts in it. And there we go. So there's our clear parts. And then here we've got our first sprue we're picking up, and this is actually sprue C, and straight away I can see this is lovely. This is very nice indeed. We've got slightly heavy panel lining, but you know, we know why. It's going to have a lovely wash on it and everything, but the sprue gates aren't too big, but it's beautifully detailed. Look at that. It's really, really nice. The tail planes, the horizontal stabilizer tail planes, whatever, they have the elevators integral, but you can see the moulding is that nice. They've actually got a gap through there. Very, very nice indeed. Pilot figure. Yeah, right, we're not using that, are we? Got the control stick there, we've got an antenna. There's the floor for the cockpit. Not quite sure what that was, I can't remember. There's the rudder pedals. There's that tube that's going through the, that's taking water back to the radiator. It's going through the wheel bay. And we've got the air intake there for the water radiator. So yeah, very nice indeed. And then on this one here, this is sprue A. We have the upper wing. And as you can see, we've got the fabric texture really nicely done on there. I believe this area here should be metal, not fabric. Hey-ho. We've got a lovely spar there. Ejector pin marks are on the back, which is nice. We've got the instrument panel here, look, with the tubular frame going around. We've got parts, that's parts of the undercarriage bay there. And we've got the radiators there for the water coolers. One-piece wheels with no sink marks, but they have got flat spotted tyres, which is nice. Undercarriage legs, they're going to need a bit of a clean up. They've got quite a mould seam on them, but that's only to be expected. So if you're into your smaller Airfix kits, like the starter sets and everything, there's a few people doing them. I will do this differently. I will build this really nice, clean up all the seams. I'm not going to brush paint it and that. It should end up looking like a lovely little model. And we're going to do it out the box. We're not going to use any extras. We're not going to use any fancy tools and stuff. We're just going to use a knife, a pair of cutters and some sanding sticks. But there we go. We've got our under tray there for the, well, that's the back of the fuselage underside. There's the armour plate for the pilot. Armour plate, or no, it's not armour plate, it's probably just the back of the bulkhead. We've got the rudder there, which is really nice. The exhausts, which look a bit strange. I must admit they look a bit weird. They're not the exhaust, they're something else. Not quite sure what they are. And then we've got the pitot tube there by the look of it. We've got the tail wheel, two-bladed propeller. Very, very nice. So here we've got another sprue. So here we've got another sprue, but this time we've got a different rudder. I can't see what's different. We have it's the same rudder. It's the same rudder. We've got this. Okay, this one's hasn't got the spar along it. This one has. I remember doing the Revell kit now. This one's got a three-bladed propeller. So this is probably for a Mark II, and this is for a Mark I. So we'll be using the two-bladed propeller. So I don't know what we're going to be using off of this. I guess we're using that part there, aren't we? So yeah, very nice. I must admit the fabric texture on this kit is really nice. If you look at that on that rudder, it's lovely. It's very crisp as well. There's no flash or anything, and I haven't seen any ejector pin marks in horrible places either. I mean, here they've got them on those landing gear doors, but they're behind the leg. So here we have the fuselage sides. Again, you've got that beautiful transition from the aluminium skinned front to the fabric at the back, which is very nice indeed. Radiator at the bottom there, seat here. Got the supports there for the undercarriage legs. There's the exhaust. I'm not sure what those other things were. We'll see in a minute. And then we got our shaft there for the propeller. We've got the oxygen tank that goes up in the wheel bay. We've got our undercarriage up there, undercarriage down there. So very, very nice. I'll do this undercarriage down because I haven't got a stand to sit it on. But yeah, very nice indeed. We've got a lot of detail in the cockpit walls there as well, which is lovely. This looks like a really nice little kit. I know the Armour hobby is a million miles in front of this, but it's also a million times more expensive. Well, it's not quite that much, but it is a lot more expensive. And then in here, we have our clear parts. Are these going to be the letdown? Nope. Lovely clear parts, lovely and clear. Let's have a look at the distortion levels. So you can see there, not too bad at all. We've got two different windscreens. I'm guessing one's going to be armoured and one's not. We've got our landing lights there. We've got the formation light going underneath, and we've got two sprue connectors, but I can't see a witness of any spidering. So yeah, there's spidering on there. This is the thing, you see, this is what when I talk about, with people have learnt with clear parts, you should only ever have one sprue connector, and then the plastic can flow through the sprue, flow through the part, and then have like a tab, you know, like one of them. We've got a tab on anything here, like this, where you have a tab, and it allows the plastic to flow into this part and through, so you get a clean mould. Otherwise you can just see it here in this. I'm not sure if you're going to pick it up on the camera, but you can just see it on this windscreen here on the right. There's like a cobweb in it. I believe it's called spidering. It's actually a weld. It's where the plastics come together. Somebody got very irate and told me it's a weld or something. But it's I call it a cold front. It's where the plastic is flowed through the sprue here and in, and down here and in, and then when it comes up, it meets in the tool, it leaves a mark. And in a normal plastic part, it doesn't matter. Like you can see here, there's a mark going across there, and there's a mark across there, and that's where the plastic meets. It doesn't matter, but in a clear part, it does. I can't see anything on the actual canopy itself, so that's nice. Of course, the downside is now a lot of kits have just one sprue connector to get the clear part nice. Trouble is then they're very weak, and if they get broken off in the box in transit, often it leaves a white craze mark in your part, so then you've got another flaw in your clear part. So it's a nightmare. You can't really win. The manufacturers can't win. The way to do it is like Trumpeter do it, and mould it and then wrap it tightly in foam, wrap it then in bubble wrap, and then put it in a bag. It's the way they do their clear parts is just wonderful. But yeah, very, very nice indeed. What a lovely little kit for $8.99. You know, that's less than 2 bottles of paint. So yeah, so that's going to be my build for the Outlaw Paints trial, which will be starting very, very soon, and I'm hoping to do it in like a 2 or 3 part video series. We'll do the build. I was just going to build it and then use it as a guinea pig, but as I say, a lot of you are asking me to do a cheaper, smaller kit because, you know, not everyone can afford to go and spend £50–60 on a model aeroplane or something, and if you're a beginner you probably don't want to. So we'll do this part of the beginner series perhaps, and you'll see how I go about just building a model from basics. So I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and you'll get notified when I'm putting any more videos out. And if you've got any specific questions or comments about this air kit, this paint, whatever, feel free to ask and I will answer you in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.